How do you say no politely? By the way, do you know that a lot of us really struggle with saying no? Because sometimes we think when we say no, it's mannerless. Sometimes we do not want to displease people or make them angry. Sometimes we simply do not have the way of saying no in a way that is godly. Welcome to Marketplace Media, an online platform that engages, equips, and encourages believers to say inawezekana. Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel that is a Marketplace Media? What are you waiting for? I believe that this is you're missing out, and so kindly go to our YouTube channel and hit the subscriber button such that every time when we upload a new video, YouTube will notify you. And thank you so much for those of you that have subscribed. Let's keep sharing and commenting. Now, somebody said, Richie Norton actually said that say no to everything. Say no to everything so you can say yes to one thing. I think I like that. Say no to everything so that you can say no to one thing. Now, no is a two-lettered word. Very simple, but very, very powerful. And for some of us, we really struggle with saying no. When we need to say no, we end up saying yes while we should have said no. And for some of us, saying no is packed with guilt. Because we do not want to disappoint others or turning down your boss. At times, failing to say yes reduces us into man pleasers. But let's ask us a very simple question. What makes or why is it saying no becomes very, very difficult? Why is it that we find saying no very, very difficult? We offer the following reasons why saying no is very, very difficult for some of us. Number one, upbringing. As children, we were taught that saying no is simply impolite and lack of manners. And if a child said no to an adult, that actually invited punishment or negative reinforcement. As such, when we are growing up, children were not allowed to say no to whatever it is that adults say. So get me a cup of tea, go to the shop, can I send you to run an errand for me? The answer was supposed to be yes. Will you sweep the grass? Yes. Will you do the dishes? Yes. Will you complete that homework? Yes. Upbringing. Number two, self-doubt. When one is controlled with what we call imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is when you're not yourself. You want to become somebody else. Then there's that feeling that you're not good enough, especially in the role that you are currently in. So you feel that you must say yes to every role to prove to others that you're not a jerk that they think that you are. That means you're suffering from imposter syndrome. Number three is the fear to create conflict. The fear to create conflict. We are social creatures, and there is that need for us to feel that we belong. And so when we say no and disappoint others or make others angry, it just simply says that we lack in empathy. We don't look like we are sensitive enough. And so, because we do not want to look bad and we do not want to create a conflict and we want to belong somewhere, we end up saying yes. And then number four, closely connected, is desire to fit in. Desire to fit in. As we have said, we are social creatures, and you're full of fear of being rejected, of being disappointed, of being thrown away, of being seen like we are the odd one out. You remember the story of the black sheep? And sometimes we do not want to look like the black sheep. In fact, this desire of fitting in or not looking like the black sheep is so strong. If we read 1 Samuel, the book of 1 Samuel, let's read it. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse number 20 and 21. Then we'll be just like all other nations, our king will rule and lead us and fight our battles. Samuel took what they said and rehearsed it to the Lord. This was a time when Israelites actually were simply asking for a king. And Samuel is so displeased with them because of asking for the king. But, earlier on or later on, God will say, don't worry, Samuel. Pastor Samuel, don't worry. They are not rejecting you, they are rejecting me. So the desire to fit in. Number 5, why some people find it very difficult to say no, is because we live in a yes culture. Have you not noticed? We say yes to everything. Will you marry me? Yes. Will you corrupt? Yes. Will you kill? Yes. Will you come to church? Yes. We are a yes culture. If you look at the way advertisements are actually designed, they are actually appealing. They are actually crafted in a way that it is very difficult to say yes. The salesmen are actually coached in a way that they must get a yes, because the moment when they get a no, that means is a red mark, and a lot of us are actually punished when people say no to our request. You can imagine if we do a book, how to get a yes. You can imagine if we publish a book or we do an article, how to get a yes from ladies, and specifically dedicated to men, or how to make every man say yes to you, and then we take it to the ladies, or how to get a yes from your customers, and it can be a instant, because we live in a yes culture. We live actually in a yes culture, and we are actually conditioned to think when we get a no from people, it simply means we are not good enough. It simply means we have not prepared enough. It simply means there is something wrong with us, because always we should get a yes. Then there is what we call false thinking, and for most people, the word no simply means rejection. It simply means failure. It simply means that it just portrays us in a bad light. He went to ask for a job and was given a no. And you can imagine if somebody would say, I got 10 yeses before I got 1 yes. I got 100 yes no's before I got 100. Before I got a yes. That false thinking that the moment when people say no to you, they simply means you are bad. Simply means there is something wrong with you that needs to be fixed. Then number 7, we are afraid of receiving a no because there is a fear of jeopardizing your relationship with others. No is the last thing that someone expects when making a request. Have you ever went to your good friend, your dear friends, and asked for a favor, and it's a big favor, and when they say no, you are angry to them, you frown and you whine and you rebuke them and you insult them, you hit them, and you are so angry because we do not want to receive such tantrums, because we do not want to jeopardize our relationship with others, especially with what we call significant others, we simply say yes. Okay. When a friend asks you to go a kilometer with them, when a friend asks us to do things that we normally cannot do, things that are opposite or rather contravenes our policies, our principles, our value system, we simply say no. Number 8, and we've already said it, is believing that it is not nice to say no. Leaders have been taught, children have been taught, ladies have been taught, men have been taught, don't say no to a lady. Don't say no to a mshirika. Don't say no to your children. Don't say no to your teacher. Don't say no to your pastor. Don't say no to the president. So every time when those requests comes, we simply say yes. Yes, even when they hurt us. Even when we know we are incapable of fulfilling them. But there's what we say. There is a beauty of saying no. There is a beauty of saying no. It is very interesting to learn that there are about 100 verses that talks of no. And I think we can continue running, because it is very important for us to be able to learn a thing or two. Do you know, by the way, that Jesus Christ said no? And he said no to the temptation of Satan. Instead of responding to him or reasoning, he simply said no, and he backed his no with a statement, "It is written." He said no to the spiritual games that the Pharisees brought to him by responding with wisdom that made them look foolish. So no is something that you can be able to do. You can be able to say it. And I want to believe that you've understood why people say no. Why is it that you are saying no? Are you saying it because of your upbringing, or because of self-doubt, or because you are afraid of creating conflict, or because you want to fit in? Or are you so accustomed to saying no because we live in a yes culture? Or is it because of false thinking that when you say no, you'll be rejected? Or are you afraid of losing your relationship? Or is it because you believe that it is not nice to say no? Why is it that you have difficult in saying no? Remember, Jesus said no. Paul said no. And in the next episode that will be coming in next week, we shall be able to share with you 10 instances in the Bible where no was used. And then in the next episode, we shall teach you when it is ideal to say no. Keep watching, please keep commenting, keep sharing. This is Marketplace Media, an online platform that engages, equips, and encourages believers to say inawezekana. Can we end this way?